Well, I would say good morning, but I'll say what the hell do I wake up to? Some more bullshit. Maybe I'm late because I ain't been watching the news, but we have this Terry Jones claiming that the Quran is of the devil. When if you look at his picture of the book, it is of a black person. What kind of shit is that? Now, he says honored killings. Now, if we go back in history, we know the United States and still is now and still does do honor killings because people on death row is called honor killings. Now, the Christian church has been, the Christianity belief has been an abomination from the beginning. Not saying that it's all bad right now, which, you know, it has turned its turning points, but you remember in history that you couldn't be black and be a Christian. You know, you were a slave, but you couldn't be a Christian. If you look at the history of where he is from, and it's called Ottawa County, if we go in history, there is known fact that the Klan members still live there. How many blacks do you have in your church, Terry Jones? Doctor? What kind of shit is that? How stupid can you be? Name yourself doctor. You just want to book sales. People already know you're a scam artist. When we have people over there from the United States, our soldiers over there trying to create peace and come back home to life because we already lost thousands of U.S. military, and you're going to start something that may spark a war with people that are still stuck in old religious style. Christianity used to be stuck in old religious style. How they come up out of it is because they started giving women choices. Now remember, women used to have to sit in the back, have their head covers, and did the same thing that Muslim women do of this day. Because remember, original Christians was Jewish. And don't Christians hate Jews? Yeah, I believe so. But you have all kind of stuff here. What does your past look like? Where are you really from? And you're basically starting a cult. You have a cult out there that just ain't got mean yet. You know what I'm saying? Women were just treated the same. Now let's take the Crusades. The Crusades was what? A Catholic and Christian killing spree. Because when they took over a country, if you wasn't becoming a Christian or you wasn't becoming a Catholic, if you choose to stuck to your own belief, you were killed. History book states that. Do your history, Dr. Jones. Let's see. Oh, speaking of the Crusades, when the Christians and Catholics were killing people because they wouldn't cross over to the religious, mind you, Islamic Muslims gave you your choices. Either you became a Muslim or either you paid higher taxes. Now, that sounds more reasonable than being killed, right? You think so? I would rather pay more taxes and then being killed. With Christians, y'all didn't do that. What about the Christianities back in the 60s during the slavery rights? Y'all didn't believe that blacks had rights. Y'all didn't believe nobody had rights. Look at Cesar Chavez. Look at Martin Luther King, Medgar Evans, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, John F. Kennedy, a white man, was killed because he gave favoritism to the blacks. Let me see what else I have right here. Let me see. And Christianity also believes in, let me see, at one time did and still do believe in racism, homosexuality, criminal activities, and cults. Because it shows to this day where you see, you know, what is it called? The circle of clans, which have their own property. You only see white people like this. Their own clan of property to where they have their own property, their own landmass in somewhere in Utah, Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Wisconsin, Montana, the majority of white country that is still considered as the Holy Land in the United States, which there is no Holy Land in the United States, as to where they can have their own land, have guns and post it in there. If you're black, come there, you get shot. Oh, let me ask this again. How many blacks, Mexicans, Asians, Filipinos, Puerto Ricans you have in your church, Terry Jones? Probably none. I bet so. And then you have this stuff of freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, kiss my ass. The Christians was the ones that are trying to stop the freedom of speech. Past, present, and future. And the only thing you're doing this for is book sales. Burning the Holy Quran would be a mistake, and if somebody came by and did something to your church or did something to your people, it would be your fault, because the simple fact that you were sitting here provoking people. You were provoking serious religions when people are trying to stop it, just like George W. Bush started the war. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know 9/11 was a conspiracy. They talk about it so much. It was a conspiracy of the United States, because we needed to go to war to make money, which we didn't end up making money. We ended up losing money, but we ended up putting money in rich people's pockets, like George Bush, George W. Bush, Jeb Bush, hired people of big things. If you're worried about anything, why not worried about jobs? Why not take some of these ex-felonies that are sitting here for 5-6 years waiting to trying to get a job and help them get a job? You're supposed to be an outreach church. Do that. Be an outreach to people. Don't sit there on a, that's not even Christianity light. Well, excuse me, it is. I forgot the Crusades. I forgot the 60s slavery movement, the freedom of speech, the killings, the many killings that went on by the government. You know, J. Edgar Hoover's probably your best friend, because, you know, he thought everything was a black conspiracy. And you can look at him, gangland and all that other stuff. So, we have here just, I have hundreds of things written down. But where to begin? Alabama in the 60s, where Christian clans burned a Christian black church with 3 Christian babies in it. But y'all burned it because blacks couldn't get prayers that went past their head, so there was no point for them praying back in the 60s. So hopefully you'll understand this and may not be a dumbass, and somebody just don't actually fuck you up. Pastor, you don't even deserve that rank, because you're basically going backwards within the Bible. And if you want to get technical, everybody know King James was a homosexual and had people like Shakespeare and them rewrite the Bible. Talk about extra homosexuality and stuff. Remember, it's Christians that are molesting a lot of kids. You don't hear Muslims molesting kids. It is Catholics molesting kids. You don't hear about Muslims molesting kids, because it is, again, you get your hands cut off for that. You don't touch kids. Kids are pure. How many kids have you touched? Let's think about that. So while you're doing all this and all this other stuff that's being found out in your background on how you got your own people working for you, and they give you everything they got and they get nothing, to where, I don't know. To me personally, you're a dumbass. So until people really take a true picture of it, look at it, that he is a Klan member and he's also coding some stupid stuff to do, you need to take a look at the front of his book. See the front of his book? It has a black face on it. There is nothing Arabic about that. Oh, and another thing. If Christianity is so pure, why does Christianity picture Jesus as blonde hair, blue eyes? When if you look at it, clearly, Jesus was from Saudi Arabia. Clearly, Jesus didn't have blonde hair, blue eyes. Clearly, if you look at an Arabian, whether he be from Iraq, Iran, anywhere, they do not have blonde hair, blue eyes. If you look at the Jews, most Jews were darker than that. They just got white. And the only reason why you're tripping so much about Europe and Germany, because why? Heil Hitler. That's the reason why. So from the most hated one to the dumbass, you need to think about twice what you fit to do, because that doesn't represent 9/11. Half of them dudes in there wasn't actually of the true Muslim religions. You know what I'm saying? So inshallah, in God's grace, whatever you may believe or take as, you need to think about what you do before you do it, because you might find yourself socked out somewhere. Because there's a lot of serious people that are trying to get this war over with and trying to move on, while you're trying to backslide it. What is it, because the president is black and he's pulling all our troops out of there, you want to start some shit? You're dumb. Look at yourself. Let me see. Let me pull up a picture of you. I'm pretty sure you know what you look like. But listen to yourself.
We must stand up.
We must stop preaching.
Show a little bit of guts. It is time for us as Christians to stand up, to move out, to do something.
Stand. Hi, my name is Dr. Terry Jones. This is the Braveheart Show. And Islam is of the devil. What are we going to do?
Not a damn thing.
It's time to do something now before it's too late.
How about this being too late? How about if you take you a flight over to Saudi Arabia and say, hey, Muslims, I'm going to burn your Quran in front of your face. You're not going to do that. Because why? Because look at you. What do you look like here? Anybody, can y'all tell me what he look like? He looks like a damn Ku Klux Klan. Look at that mustache. He's probably a grand wizard. Grand Poobah. Well, somebody need to find out. So, until then, this is from the California base, most hated ones. Dumbass. Go to Saudi Arabia and burn your Quran. Don't do it here in Florida where you can hide behind the Klan or the United States Army government. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who you're going to look to when they start coming down bombarding your ass. Go to Saudi Arabia. Go to real Islamic areas and burn a Quran and see what happens. And then you get back with me. Peace out.